Loading screen. All right, guys. Welcome to our final best of 5 series of the day for the Russian Starleague, brought to you by RitMix, SC2TVRU. Spawning in the top left position as our green Protoss player from RoxKis, it is Fraer. And spawning as our yellow Zerg player in the top right position of this GSL Whirlwind map, it is from Karate Esports Club, VortiX. Now, VortiX, both of these players actually just defeated Alive. Fraer was our first best of 5. He won pretty convincingly 3-1. And VortiX just won 3-2. So both of these players are coming off of victories, looking to getting into a pretty good final match here. Whirlwind, I think, is one of the more difficult maps for Protoss players in that, looking at the third base location, there's a couple of angles of attack. It's pretty difficult to wall this area off. And holding this area means that this area is a little bit open for run-by attacks, etc., etc. Gateway. Wow, that's a little bit interesting coming out of Fraer. He's going to open up with a gateway. This pylon was placed in his main base, and sometimes, it's not unusual to see the pylon because, we have players like Hero that like to go for expands with that sort of thing. But no, that's very interesting. And we're going to have a pretty standard timed pool come out of VortiX, though. So he's going to be looking to go for a hatchery very soon, about 16 supply. But what's coming out of Fraer is very interesting. This could be, we saw him 4-gate a couple times, actually, against Alive. Maybe he sort of crazy plan. I don't know. Did he see that Overlord? The Overlord saw the probe. Where's he headed? I think you should know that VortiX is in the top right, but Gateway's done. Cybercore is on the way, and Zealot's going to be started now. This Overlord's going to spot it pretty quickly. I don't quite know what to make of this. VortiX is, of course, going to be a little bit caught off guard. He's going to open with 4 Zerglings just in case there's something weird happening. Want to be a little bit on the safer side of things, to be honest. So he's going to take his gas, and I think that's very, very important. When you're playing a Zerg versus a Protoss, when you scout them going for some kind of play like this, it's super important that you take a gas. You don't want to get caught off guard by an overwhelming number of gateway units and not have Zergling speed, not have access to maybe get roaches if you need to. Warp Gate's going to start and a Stalker, and I'm curious what Fraer's plan is. He's still on 1 gas. No Nexus yet. He's not yet started to bank up any minerals. He's at 200 now. He could be looking to do just a 1 gateway expand, but these 4 Zerglings are coming up. This Zealot's going to try to shut him down. Oh, nice micro from VortiX on these Zerglings to prevent the Zealot from getting all of them. And it looks like Fraer does want to expand. He's going to move his probe down. He doesn't have any kind of anything else building. And this is an interesting build. Gateway expands, get you a little bit faster tech. Of course, they're a little bit greedier, more vulnerable to 2-base Zerg all-ins. But this is going to be... yeah, this is a bit unorthodox. I like this, though. It's refreshing. Zealot's going to roll on up to the natural expansion of VortiX. Okay, well, that Zealot maybe grab a Zergling if it can, but Zealot's not going to beat the Queen, especially missing 20 hit points. Now the Stalker's here, though, so this could shake things up a little bit. He's definitely put VortiX out of his comfort zone, and they're going to push forward. I don't think he should be able to kill this Queen, but if he does, that'd be huge. He's getting a lot of hit points down on it. And he's going to actually get a couple of drones. I like that. Yeah, 1 drone down, 2nd drone. The Zergling's dead. Really, really nice pickups here from Fraer with this Gateway expand build. If he gets the Queen, that'd be huge. He's stepping forward now. The Queen only has 18 hit points left. Has 9 hit points left. Oh my goodness. It has 1 hit point left. That's Zealot trying to duck around. Will it be able to get it? Oh my goodness. This would be huge. No, he's barely going to be denied the Queen. Oh my goodness. No, it gets blocked. Wow, that was... man, that was like... a very intense chase. Oh, goodness. But 3 more gateways going down for Fraer to wall off his natural and a robotics facility. So he's teching up quite nicely. Already has his warp gate, basically. So that's one of the advantages you get of doing this gateway expand. It lets you put on 2-base pressure much faster than normal. And now also consider that VortiX and Fraer are both on 2 bases. This is a very good position for a Protoss player to be in. He expanded right after this, and I'm curious if VortiX even scouted this. Yes. So he knows what's up, but he's going for a lair. He's getting all these gases. I think we're probably going to see a Spire out of Lucifron. I mean, excuse me, out of VortiX. Sorry, I think about these two guys together all the time. Warp gates are finishing up. Robotic facility is complete. I'd like to see a Spire out of VortiX just because he took all this gas. He doesn't have a Roach Horn, so there's really not much else he could do with it except the Nidus All-In, which wouldn't work versus a Gateway build. So, First Immortal is on the way for Fraer. I like this. I mean, it's not like he has to worry about any roaches, but he couldn't know for certain whether or not that was coming. So there's the Spire from VortiX. Pretty smart decision, I think. He's droning up, spreading his creep tumors, and this is exactly how he should play it, because if you try to take a third, you could lose to some really, really heavy aggression that comes and just tries to kill your third base, because he got that early warp gate in the robotics facility. So this is a very smart opening from VortiX, based on what his opponent did at least. Forge is on the way for Fraer. He's finally going to get some upgrades. I still think a cannon at the front is always important. He's going to need cannons to defend a lot more very soon, though. Now the Spire is about halfway done, so this is going to be a little bit crazy, I have to say. He's moving a second Immortal out, and this army composition actually isn't going to deal too well with the Mutalisks. He's chrono boosting out these Immortals, possibly wants to go kill a third base, but doesn't look like it's going to be an option for him just yet. Spire's about to complete. A third Immortal on the way and more gateways being added. This is almost going to be a build order counter. There's barely any Stalkers. These Immortals are being chrono boosted out. So much resources being spent on them. I don't know. This is a really big, strong Immortal Sentry push off of this gateway expand. But I mean, 9 Mutalisks are being produced now. He's getting up 4 spines at the front of the natural. Now taking the third. But it's late enough that he didn't put himself at jeopardy by taking it. So this should be interesting. But now we have 9 Mutalisks crossing the field. The spines are almost done. He's dropping even more. And, well, we got probes that are forfeit. Mutalisks hit the natural of Fraer. This could just be a quick, clean kill. He's moving up here to fight these spines. The Mutalisks might want to come back to help defend this, but it looks like he's just going to try to completely cripple Fraer. And the force field's working pretty well. The spines getting some good hits in, but 2 Immortals with full health, full shields. Going to be very difficult to shut down. I think he really needs to rally some units into his base. Stalker's warped in, going to be cleaned up, but there's a lot of units here for Fraer, and he's making the most out of this. I still think, though, that as long as the one saturated full mining base is going, he's fine, because Fraer is no longer able to comfortably mine, at least, and take out a couple of these Stalkers that were warped in. Observer's going to come in, say, hey, an Observer. His Immortals can micro to kill the Spine Crawlers, so this natural expansion is actually going to die. This is actually pretty big. I feel like VortiX is killing a lot, though. He still has a big supply lead. More Mutalisks are out, and he sends them straight over to Fraer's base. He's actually splitting the Mutalisks now. Really great play. But this is so awkward. There's just a GG from Fraer. Realizes he economically can't come back. Wasn't going to try to force a base trade because simply Mutalisks are just too mobile. And once he killed everything that Fraer had, he could just go attack him. So yeah, very interesting way that those builds lined up. The Mutalisk play was really good because you kind of get forced to take gas when you see your opponent gateway expand. And you know what, just going all out with it and getting the Mutalisks, really great decision making from VortiX there. We'll have you back with game number 2 as soon as we can, guys. Stay tuned.